Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to Endzone, A World Apart. We're back for our second episode here, where I've gone a little bit back in time. We're on the same map, but I've taken some of the lessons I've learned in our first episode and in a live stream, playing this game for about 2-3 hours, and learned a lot there. So now we're back to, well, put those lessons into use, as now I know much more about the game, and I think I've gotten slightly better. So if you'd like to see more of this game, make sure you click, tap, blow up, destroy that like button. Welcome to all the new members and everybody else showing their unstoppable support. You are all amazing, so thank you very much, as always. Here, we have ourselves a new building, the scrapyard, which is, of course, good at reclaiming all the scrap that's out there, and we'll be bringing in a lot more scrap and wood, as we have ourselves a forester building on the map as well. So we'll be doing a lot more logging. Here's our forester lodge that'll cut down some trees. And, of course, we'll have a gatherer as well to get food. And, of course, we also have our rain collector, which is gathering rain and putting it into our storage there at our cistern, as well as our well. So, fantastic. Good. Everything's going well so far. We now need to start producing masks for our people, for radiation protection, as well as tools, so that way they can keep on working, keep on trucking. So we got a few things going here. We'll speed up time just a little bit, as a drought is also quickly approaching our people. Going to need a technician to work that job as soon as possible, but the construction on that building is not yet complete. All right, we have 3 idle settlers to gather other materials, but right now we're going to solely be focused on food and gathering other things before the drought here. We're going to build our fishing dock out there at some point. We can build our fishing dock and start gathering more food that way, but of course we got to prepare for this giant drought, so no drought about it. We're going to get on that very soon. Let's go ahead and get back to building some more additional I guess water collection and other things. What should we do first? Let's see. I think really we want to try to get some more recycling plants down. Let's take a look here. We got one gathering cloth, another one gathering metal, so that way we can eventually construct a workshop. We need to get a tailor down too, another tailor. We already have one tailor, but this is not going to be enough. We have them turning things into neck scarves. 3 cloth equals 2 neck scarves, so we're going to have to keep on working on that to make sure we can keep up with our population's demands. Oh yeah, there was also bonus tasks and stuff that come in, but at this point it's not really that beneficial to do at the moment. We want to make sure our city is more stable instead of going out on a limb to try to get some extra basic materials, which we might not need at the moment. So let's go ahead and build ourselves another tailor up here. There we go. We'll build that right there, and we'll get that going to take more cloth and turn that into clothing that we can use. I'm also going to get another recycler ready, and we'll be bringing a lot more scrap from that giant building up there, the scrapyard, so that's going to be really good. We need to convert all this stuff as quickly as possible, and we'll get to that shortly. We also have another hangar down here, this building here, this depository, and we have got roads connecting everything. So nighttime is almost over. Looks like we're also cutting down all the trees around the town too, so that'll help us to expand. So all good stuff, as well as the rain coming in, bringing in a lot of good water, which we'll be putting into use very soon. This game is definitely brutal, but not unforgiving. It's hardcore, but if you make a mistake, you can always try to correct it. It does give you a little bit of time to correct the mistakes and right the wrongs of your previous decisions. Let's get some more food going here. We've got our gatherer going, and it looks like the drought is on the way. I want to finish the fishing dock so we have fish ready for after the drought. Let's go ahead and build a fishing dock here. Hopefully they construct that. Do we have workers for construction? We do. So they'll cut down the trees over there and get to constructing that shortly. And it looks like this building here still requires metal for construction. And it looks like we also need cloth still here too. So more and more recyclers needed, so that way we can call out the correct pieces of equipment. I'm going to build this road a little longer here. Actually, no, I'm just going to... Well, we also need more workers too. There's so many things to do in this game, so many things that you need at any given time. We can also have electricity, but that requires 20 electronics. So that's really one thing I want to start building very soon too, is getting electricity up. So that way we can start making some of our buildings more productive, including our scrap gatherer, which is doing a pretty good job so far. Okay, let's get to our recycler buildings. That's going to make them more productive very soon. All right, so we're building our scrapyard there. I want to make another recycler here somewhere towards the end. Let's go ahead and put that right there. All right, so we got another recycler going down, and we've got a herd of deer just coming on through. Oh, dear. All right, so the... let's see, we'll hold off on the fishing dock until after the little drought is over. Well, actually, we can have it ready right away. We're going to need food and water as soon as this drought is over. Our rain catcher's doing a good thing. It looks like our water cistern is actually at maximum capacity. Wow, I'm impressed to see that. I'm very happy to see that, actually. All right, we need a community area for our people to gather for kind of kumbaya nights. Let's go ahead and build one of these over here. It'll keep everyone motivated. Takes quite a bit of wood to build that, but it'll keep everyone happy for our nighttime jamborees, I suppose. All right, and we've got our recycling centers going up, so that way we can gather more cloth and more metal, so we can construct and finish up our workshop here. Oh, good. Excellent. So now we're making scrap and metal into regular tools, so that's good. Let's switch on back to regular cloth now, so that way we can keep the tailor going. The tailor needs more materials there, and we can assign somebody to work at the tool makers now. So now we have a constant source of tools and a constant source of protection coming in for our people to breathe. Very cool. Now, if you've not yet seen this game, make sure you do check our initial episode, by the way. This is an incredible game so far, and I absolutely love it. Scrap stored, if we actually store more, we get some immediate metal tools, so that's going to be much better than our scrap tools. So let's go ahead and make it top priority to gather some more materials, especially from over here. Looks like there's about 460-something material over there. People have to walk a little further, but that's where all the big resources are, so let's go over there. I'm going to assign more people to that job of salvaging. So let's go ahead and take some people away from what other job might we not need. Looks like wood is good for now, so let's go ahead and pull away from the wood. And let's pull away from, let's put everyone on salvaging, just to try to do this really quickly. Actually, you know what? In order to accomplish that goal, that's quite a big goal. I want to put everybody on that job. Let's see how quickly we can get all the materials here. We'll keep an eye on that. We have 22 minutes to acquire about just less than 100 scrap, and that should be done pretty quickly. The most important thing is those tools, like I mentioned. That'll give the tool maker a lot of extra time in order to make tools. Very cool detailed building. You can actually see him working there, working on the anvil. Does he have a mohawk? That's crazy. Cool. He's got the little barrel behind him, too, to cool things off, filled with water. Very nice. Excellent. All right, so now we got all the salvage going on over here. We need to produce a lot more materials, though. It's not salvaging as quickly as I was hoping. Is there more stuff here? This will bring in 100. That's not great. Let's try to do it directly next to the scrapyard, then let's see if we can switch that around. Another construction project there. Nobody working at the fishing dock. We're going to keep that offline for now. Same with the forester. We're going to solely focus on gathering scrap for this goal. 343 out of 445. Hopefully everyone here can go grab some scrap. And they'll probably start working on that in the daytime. All right. So unhappy settlers are going to go to the community area very soon to raise their spirits. And let's see. We've also got the tailor there. That is going to be constructed next to keep up with our demand of protective clothing. Well, great. Look at this. We've got the rain collector maxed out and the cistern pretty close maxed out on water. So we should be able to get through this drought fairly easily. Very good. The greenhouse ruins almost completed. Excellent. And we finished our task. Goal finished. Very, very good. All right, let's bring everyone back now. Going back to their initial jobs. We'll put one person on scrap gathering. We want full water carriers, full well operators. No fish yet at the moment. And we'll go for the tailor building as soon as that's actually almost complete. And we should probably actually get everybody on refineries too. Or recycling, actually. Let's take one person away from gathering. No, I don't want to do that. Let's go one away from tailoring to go for more material gathering. We should have 3 of them then gathering cloth for the 2 tailors. And we do need more cloth. 3 to 2. Every 3 cloth makes 2 protective cloth masks, but we need something a little bit better than that. All right, the drought is here, and we're about to see a sandstorm come through again, I'm assuming, and it'll probably recontaminate the soil, so we'll have to be careful about that. Water's looking good. Food is looking good. Good numbers for just about, let's see, 25 survivors in the camp. Oh, looks like somebody moved out. That's what happens, by the way, is that they're not necessarily dying. They're actually wanting to move out due to lowering happiness. But this type of thing will keep them happy. It'll give a boost, and there we go. A child has been born. A little bit of a boost to our community then with the community center there. Very nice. Oh, we have some more ruins in town. I'm going to try to... let's see here. Interesting location. Send a scout from expedition post to discover the location. All right, we'll see exactly what that does when the time comes. But right now, we have more than enough scrap. Everything else is looking pretty good. The next thing we're going to work on is herbs, but right now we're like in the middle of the desert. Look at this. Everything converts to a desert. So all of our hunting is pretty much slowed down. Farming, all that stuff dies. So you can build farms, but it's very risky to do so this early. All right, we need to get more people in the town now. Let's see if we can build some more homes. Try to increase the population quickly. And if we can continue to gather plastic, we can actually build homes that can retain water. And that'll make things a little bit better for us. So let's go to housing. Houses with tanks. And let's go... Let's build some homes over here, maybe. We'll start with 2 houses. There we go. We can eventually build ourselves a big shelter. Camp, quarter, large amount of settlers, not a suitable place to start a family. So it'll increase the amount of inhabitants, but they won't be able to procreate. Might be a good idea, actually, to increase the overall capacity without increasing the overall number of people in the long run. All right, looks like rains are returning. The drought is almost over. Plastic is good. All right, everyone else coming in then is going to have to be working on building materials. Let's get our roads up and running. Let's build some more logistics here. Deer just running around on the roads. Oh, we actually have a road going up here. It's hard to tell. Oh, no, we don't. That dotted line, though, gives you a suggestion of where you should build a road. It looks like I goofed that one up by 1, but we can always remove roads here. Then eventually we'll have a marketplace, but again, we need microchips for that. So we'll continue to build the tailors. They're going to be very important. The next thing we want to do is build a charcoal thing so we can up the quality of our protective masks. And also to build something to prevent disease as well. So let's try that. Let's go for disease prevention. If we go to resources, we can build a pharmacy. And that'll allow people to go out and gather herbs in order to cure diseases. Another good building for down here. Our forest here will be protected. The forester will be assigned to planting more trees. And actually planting trees will be a good thing. Mr. Beast will be happy. But also it helps us to gather more food and stuff in the long run. And right now we're okay there. So I'm going to try to see if we can assign a person to do the forestry. That thickens up the forest and will allow for herbs and medicines to be brought in. And that'll be really good for us. All right, looks like we have another source of food at our disposal. It looks like we need some more people to work on our water department. Scrap is good for now, so let's reduce that. Forester building, we want somebody on that. Oh, wow, there's so many things we need to do. All right, let's go ahead. We still need 1 builder. I'm going to go ahead and have no more well keepers. We're going to solely rely now on water from the rain. But I'm going to cut down our force a little bit too so we can get some other jobs done now in the meantime. So let's go ahead and increase the amount of fishers then to get some more food in storage. And we'll have somebody else at random on other jobs that might need to be done. Looks like we might actually need to assign somebody as a salvager. So let's make sure we have 1 salvager at least. 1 salvager, 1 forester, even though he's planting. And food is starting to drop, but that's why we've assigned more people to that job. All right, a new job. We need to have 400 wood. It looks like we'll get scrap and herbs for that. That's good. That'll help cure people. So it looks like there's now a need to cut down trees. So let's change our plan around again. Let's see. All right, let's remove the people from water carriers and assign them to cutting down trees. Let's have the forester do a clear cut. So we'll change that job briefly. We'll just go for cutting now until we've got the objective complete, and then we'll switch it around again. So that way we can take advantage of the other quests. Very good. This industrial area is looking quite nice. We're definitely making a lot of stuff here. Got a lot of fabrics coming in for the 2 buildings here. Each has 1 worker, but we can increase on that as needed. So I'm going to try to switch things over to metal and plastic production. And then eventually electronics when we need. All right, very good. And we need our herb building, our pharmacy. Let's go ahead and sign something out there. There we go. All right, we can bring in some more medicine that way. Only thing that we're really lacking now that our people need is pharmaceuticals. Aside from that, electronics are used for building more advanced buildings, and the charcoal burner can make coal, which I mentioned earlier, which is great for providing our people with protection against the radiation. Wow, the city looks really beautiful. Let's take a look around the map again. If you missed it, we have a nuclear power plant that's nearby, which is a great idea, I suppose, to build next to. There we go. And there's a crazy amount of stuff there, but we need to send out an expedition to go and look what's there. So that'll be important in the long run. All right, looks like our worker is building a road there. Let's see how close we are to this goal now. We need 400 wood. We got 14 minutes to do it in-game time. So let's go ahead and see if we can increase the amount of people cutting wood. We're still trying to keep that food up. Let's see, we definitely need more food. The masks are at 26. Let's go ahead and drop off on making some of that stuff. Let's go for strictly some of these goals now. I want to try to get all of the food gathered. And let's try to get somebody on the tailor and the refiner again. There we go. Alright, just trying to do all these side goals as quickly as possible. We're at 328 out of 400. Not too long to complete that now. Looks like wood is also being used by some of our other sources, but we should have this in just a little bit. 334. The number's not going up as quickly as I was hoping. Let's try to reorganize everything again one last time, so that way we can gather everything needed. I'm going to do this. We're going to remove everybody off of everything except for gathering wood, and we're just going to do this real quickly. This will probably work. Famous last words, but let's see. If we move this position here, our wood gathering area, if we go ahead and try to clear cut down here, we'll be good and complete that goal then. Let's see everything work in real time now. Alright, so 334 out of 400. We've asked for everyone to leave the camp briefly to work on gathering only wood. So 350 out of 400. Looks like some people are low health. That's why we built our pharmaceutical plant. We'll be back on that in just a moment. Everybody's been asked to cut down trees. And there are tools available, so everybody should be able to do this. Not seeing the number increase too much. 366, 374. Some wood is being used again. Stop here again. 13 people should be on gathering materials. And the logger should be on cutting as well. 372, 380. Well, I don't think we're going to get this one. I've allocated an entire town to try to cut down trees. If it doesn't work out, we'll just put people back onto pharmaceuticals. And indeed, we got it. Wow, by the skin of our teeth. Wonderful. Task complete. All right, let's reallocate that labor again. Let's get people back to gathering water as quickly as possible. We'll assign a builder, and we'll go for food again. More important than anything else. All right, we'll stop all of our other production. Let's cut the forester job. Let's go for pharmaceuticals and get that happiness back up. And we'll focus on people's happiness and sickness now. And food and water, of course. Looks like one of our water tanks here is full, so it should immediately be brought right into storage as soon as they're done. Okay, so sickness should increase, or rather be healed as soon as our resources for that increase. We've got 55 pharmaceuticals in storage right now. Looks like there's 2 levels of pharmaceuticals. I see a plus sign for the other one. I'm not quite sure what that is yet. I haven't seen what that is. All right, water storage is increasing. It's a good thing we went out on a limb and tried to increase that. We'll try to get everyone healthy again in the town. We'll try to keep that happiness and confidence up from the people. So long as we get good water and food storage, we should be good there. I see 845 water in storage here. This person's just bringing it back constantly. So it looks like one person is just constantly bringing water back and forth. 90, 120. All right, things are going good there, I think. And look at that. Health is back in the city. Let's go ahead and lower that workforce again. Let's go ahead and readjust that. Let's get another worker here. I'm going to put one person on healing. Another person on gathering and fishing. Let's continue to focus on where we're at now. All right, so pharmaceuticals are up to 135, so that should help heal everybody for a long time. And we'll focus now solely on food and water. The only reason we're getting into these messes, of course, is because these goals are coming in from other tribes or other people around us, and they're asking us to do things for them. So as we try to focus on food and water, they come in and ask, hey, could you get a bunch of scrap for us? And if we do that, we get other benefits, which could benefit us later if we're patient with certain things. All right, masks are starting to go down. We're down to 8 masks. We need to be careful about that. Water's looking pretty good at 5.5 something. So storage just needs to be increased. We just need really like another cistern. What might be a good idea is to build a boardwalk here going out to the lake and then having people directly store it. But I guess the most effective route is somewhat debatable. Alright, we need 42 settlers to get 500 water and 500 corn. Interesting. That would definitely give us a lot of food. Although I don't want to grow the town too large yet. I think we should probably keep it under control. That might help us in the short term, but the long term means we have to give people food and housing for all that. So it could be a long road, as we're still working on water anyway. Alright, happiness and confidence in us is rising. Let's try to build a school now to get all of our youngins some education to be more effective in the long run. Let's build that school next to this community center here. And then let's also build ourselves another water gathering thing, another cistern. Looks like we're producing a lot of water, but we're not storing a lot of water. So I'm going to try to do this. If we build this way, I might be able to do this. We could actually have our workers directly work across the street from this building. So if I build, for example, the road here, whoever goes to work here just has to walk across the street for one of the water pumps. And that might not be a bad thing. All right. So we'll turn on the well when we get closer to the drought, but right now we're so low on available labor that we're going to do that kind of thing. All right, how are we doing on scrap? Other things are good on scrap. And give another well pump and another builder a job here so we can get that done. And this, of course, requires wood and scrap. And we should be able to build that no problem. So we'll have more jobs for our people very soon. We need more people, though. We need more and more people in our fine city of Raptoria. All right, we've got 29 out of 42. I don't think I want to do that mission, but it'll take an hour or so, so we'll see. It'll probably bleed into the next episode since there's so much to do here. So we'll see about that. So if you haven't yet subscribed or smashed that like button, make sure you do. There's so much to see here in this game. It is a beefy one. Very similar to Banished, Surviving the Aftermath, and a little bit of Dawn of Man in here, too. Alright, the school is going to be one of our first things to build. We'll also need to have 2 adults there to give the children jobs, or rather, to give them education, the 2 teacher jobs, which will increase its maximum capacity. Good, now we have 2 people working on, or rather 2 buildings on water. That's good. Lots of people working on water gathering. With the drought coming up, we better focus more on food and water. Then we have another settler available. Food is at maximum capacity. I don't think we have anything else to build at the moment. So let's get rid of our builders. And go solely for water and food gathering now. We're going to try to weather another storm. We're also keeping up with the medicine production with the herbologist. His name is Herb. Let's go ahead and hire him, though, as a water carrier and continue to beef up that water storage as we prepare for yet another drought. We also need to get, looks like masks and stuff underway, so we're going to have to definitely do that in just a moment. That's going to be our next thing after this drought. But first we want to make sure we get a lot of water stored up, and then we'll have all the fishermen go work on something else, since their jobs will be obsolete. And it looks like the school is ready to go, so let's actually get rid of some fishermen now. Food is actually quite important, so let's not do that just yet. Let's get rid of some of the cistern people. Let's get rid of the well pumps till the drought hits. We'll hire a person as a teacher and as a water carrier. And then let's get somebody working on a refiner and another person working as a tailor. We can actually hire more tailors. There we go. Okay. Well, we have another drought approaching. That'll, of course, completely remove all of the water in the lake, which means we won't be able to use it as a food source. And the next thing I want to start doing is working on a charcoal burner, which will then convert a lot of stuff so we can get even better breathing apparatuses for our people, and some other benefits, too. Let's go ahead and put that outside of town at the old... we'll put that here next to the old scrapyard. And we'll even put a... I'll put it next to it, and we'll put another storage depository there, so that way we can increase the amount of storage that we have overall. All right, food is starting to come in, as well as water. The storm is almost here. We're going to have to switch some people from water carriers to Water pumps. Keep that water coming in. Alright, the drought is here. So let's go ahead and get rid of the fishery for now. And let's go ahead and put everybody on Tailor and refining to turn all that wonderful plastic, or rather scrap, into cloth. So that way they can make some more breathing masks. So that'll be good. As for tools, we're okay. We're at 9. So a little bit of a balancing act here as we're waiting for more people to come into the town. We've got 22 adults, 14 children. All those kids now are in school, or at least they should be. We do have a teacher assigned to that, don't we? Yes, one teacher. So we can teach up to 25 children. They go in there randomly whenever they want. And now we'll focus on solving our next big issue, which is masks. Gaining more children as adults. +2 on that one. Water carriers are doing a great job of bringing in the well water. And gatherers actually can't do anything either during the drought because the whole land dries up. So there's nothing they can do at the moment. Let's continue to get technicians working. Charcoal maker. Let's go ahead and have somebody hired as building. And let's go for a... Let's see. Healer won't be able to work either. When this drought hits, we got to completely change our jobs. So let's make sure that all amounts of water are being gathered at the highest efficiency. Task complete. I got to the number of people we needed. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Goal finished. We're knocking out goals that I thought were rather impossible. I guess we got there. Does that number correlate with that? We have 26 adults and 16 children, but I thought we had to have like 60 people. All right. I've forgotten what the goal was since it seems so far away. But regardless, let's keep on trucking. So far, so good. I really enjoy this. I feel a lot more skilled now after our first couple of run-throughs as to what to expect and what to prepare for and what to prioritize, even though sometimes it seems like, you know, certain things are more important than others. All right, let's go for all cloth now. We have water bottle. We have plastics and metal now available as needed. But it looks like the most important thing is going to be cloth for our 2 tailors and our 1 workshop, which is now producing tools. Let's make higher quality tools now that we have some metal. We'll start making some higher quality tools so they last longer. We've got a lot of settlers at our disposal. We're waiting for that drought to fully pass, and it looks like it has since the lake is filled up again. So let's get fishermen back out on the lake. Let's get gatherers ready to go. We'll go ahead and drop down the number of water carriers and start to boost up our economy again elsewhere. Let's take a look at the forester. That is on cut and plant now. We want to make sure we don't cut down everything since we do... Actually, let's go ahead and plant instead. We do want to prioritize gathering and health from the healer. And how are we doing on herbs? We'll also hire another one there. That gives us 2 random people to do other things with. So let's increase gathering for food. Alright, so far so good. Masks are the next very important thing. And it looks like 11 people do not have masks, so we need to make those as quickly as possible. So all scrap must be quickly converted into cloth, and it looks like both tailors are functioning. Indeed they are. So mask problem will be resolved shortly, hopefully. Water's an issue again. Looks like somewhat contaminated water is being stored here. Not much we can do. We can't really be picky and choosy about our water. We can build a boardwalk out here, but again, that's going to take more materials. We got a lot of children coming through, though. We really need a lot of adults to come through. All right, let's go ahead and take a look now at our labor. Charcoal maker. Let's get somebody making charcoal. Oh, looks like somebody actually left the town. Confidence is bouncing around a little bit. It's mostly based on how much extra supply we have, but so far so good. Let's get rid of a worker here and have somebody else transport water. All right, fish and food are coming in. Fish and stuff from the gatherer coming in. Tailors are working overtime. We have a forester planting. Good. Refineries are working overtime to produce enough fabric for them, as well as an extra technician making tools out of extra scrap. Let's go ahead and switch over to metal now for one of those, so that way we can keep making steel tools. And let's make sure we prioritize water. Trying to get up over 1,000. I believe that's liters, by the way. So I don't know exactly how the game does the math on that. But it looks like we now need some more homes. So we'll need another builder then. So since I think we'll only do pump makers when we're in the drought season. Because then we can use them for building. And let's continue to build houses with tanks. So that way it reduces some of our consumption. Alright. So we're building in a radioactive area. This actually moves, by the way. Look at everything's radioactive now. Based on the weather and based on wind, the radioactive areas transport soil elsewhere based on weather. So we do need to kind of bite the bullet sometimes on that. Wow, looks like we have another quest at our disposal. We need to get 463 scrap to get 7 metal tools and 30 wood. Not really interested in the wood, but the metal tools might be a good thing. Let's go ahead and get some people on salvaging. Food and water can't really be touched, though, at the moment. I don't really want to touch any of this else because of, because of the masks. I don't know if I really want to do that one. We'll remove water then, and let's go for straight-up salvaging. Looks like here there's 31 scrap left, so that's not a good spot for us. Let's try to claim over here 403 scrap. It looks like they're not going to consume that greenhouse ruin because there's a quest there, so I don't think they'll touch that. Unless we scout it out. Alright, let's go ahead and try to prioritize that. We need to get 463 scrap stored in order to complete a goal to get 7 more tools. That'll be great. Then we can put our resources back towards cloth and maybe build ourselves another tailor. 309. We have 6 minutes left going into the nighttime. I don't think people even work at nighttime, so it might not even pan out for us. Based on when you're given a task, if people aren't working, even if you tell them to go gather it, I don't think they're going to do that. So this might just be a fail based on the timing. I'm not entirely certain, though. So half our time is just going into waiting for daytime. 401, 415. I don't think we're going to get this one just based on it being nighttime when they were given the task. Yep, that's going to be a fail. Alright, well, we'll reorganize our labor now. Let's try to fix everything up. We're going to try to make better, higher quality charcoal. We need some more people on that job. And more people carrying water. And builders can be reduced again to 0. Okay, let's go to gathering more herbs. And water is definitely important again, so let's get that up. And now we're going to see more and more and more problems in the city as we start to grow. There's going to be more demands for more equipment, more places to live. That requires then more supplies, more water, and the cycle goes in a circle and a circle and a circle. Okay, let's see. More people leaving due to dissatisfaction. It's kind of difficult to balance all that. When you lose people, it's hard to give them the things they want, including masks and such. We have 7 masks now. So let's go ahead and try to reduce those numbers. Try to increase this. Reduce tailors. We'll go straight up into water, so that way we can maximize food and water to keep people happy. Always a constant balancing act through the 3-hour live stream, almost 3 hours that we did the other day. This has been quite a learning experience, and there's really no perfect way to do it since the droughts are always random. Sometimes you might be better off than other times based on when you get hit with things like this. We have some radiation contamination here in these buildings from the rainwater. And we can filter that out with the charcoal that we're getting here. We can actually make a water tower now that'll purify that. So let's see. We thought about that, so we're good. We're going to need 12 plastic, though. We have the 8 charcoal, though, required to filter this out and make it a much better situation for us. So we can actually put more rain catchers here and transport it to the water tower. So let's build the water tower there. And then we need to get some more plastic, so let's change these over. And let's make sure our people don't get sick. So again, we're abandoning another task in order to do this one. Masks are going to have to suffer for a little while. But this will make it so that way we can produce the plastic required for the water tower. We have a drought coming around the corner. We're going to need more food then. All of this stuff dries up, by the way. There's no food gathering during a drought, so you just have to be lucky. Or prepared, one of the two. Let's see if these overlap. Looks like they might slightly maybe overlap, but it doesn't look like it'll be too bad. At least they don't overlap in the water. Alright, let's take a look here. We need builders to build the water tower. And, of course, to build the fishing hut. And we'll have more people to carry water to the water tower. I think what we'll do is we'll get rid of the cisterns, though it seems to be a much better idea to have people... Actually, it might be a good idea to dismantle this, so that way all water can be filtered. So it might be a good idea to do that. But we'll have to only construct that after the water tower is complete. And we'll have that across the street from the water well and the water catcher, rain catcher, which is now filling up. Rain catchers are extremely important, very productive in this game. Plastic still needed. We have nobody working on the refiners, that's why. All right, let's reorient ourselves here. Okay, we will start the pumps up when it is a drought. Shut down the tailor. I want to put people on the refinery. And on simply water gathering. Which I guess then we can fire up the pumps again. And then the builders need to be here in order to prepare to construct that water tower. Only 2 plastic is remaining here. Hopefully they've got everything they need to start construction on our grand water tower. Might need to wait till daytime. Looks like we'll have to do 2 on cloth and 1 on plastic for the next day. Alright. And it looks like another fishing hut ready to go, but we'll wait until after the drought on that one. Alright, the water tower is going to supply us with more clean water. So, and also I believe the capacity is much higher than the cisterns. And so we won't need to worry about contamination any longer. Looks like somebody is sick there too. Luckily we've got some medicine to help cure that. Oh, there's sickness and disease in the town. So we've got disease because of the water. But the water tower is being built now. So let's go ahead and get rid of these buildings. We'll go ahead and dismantle these 2. Get the materials back from that. Those jobs should be excluded now. Let's get the healer going. We're going to try to rescue everybody in the town. The great sickness has broken out. Let's get some more teachers here. Need to absolutely make sure the kids are always in school. We see a great sickness passing through the town. Not so great, maybe. But we will have ourselves a water tower ready, as the construction is almost completed. We go into this with no water, since we got rid of our cisterns. They don't transfer it, by the way. I've tested that out. And if you build the water tower before the cisterns, the water's just kind of gone. So filtration is active. We need to continue to filter that with charcoal, which we have here. So let's go ahead and at least put 1 person there. So we are now filtering. Amount of water filtered per coal, 600. So we will have to deliver some coal there, but it will be working soon. Looks like we had some quests, but I'm too concerned preparing for this large drought here, which has actually come and possibly gone. It just arrived, and it looks like it's almost over, according to that. All right, from now on, we shouldn't have to worry about sickness from rainwater. Charcoal burner is actually working quite nicely, and a giant nuclear blast taking out our city. No, just kidding. It's a sandstorm. But now everyone will be okay from sickness. So now that we've got our herbalist here, we're going to try to start switching over to something else. We're going to now try to build a hospital. So let's get some microchips going, and we're going to try to get everyone back on their feet after this mild sickness, I would say, like just a little bit of irradiated water. Certainly didn't do anybody good, but it blew through the entire town, knocking everyone down. So we're going to now try to fix that. And it looks like we're out of tools, too. Alright, so we're going to reallocate all of our labor here. Alright, so we need to switch everything, otherwise it's going to go... It's a very big plummet here. So we're going to get everyone back on finishing the water and the food. Oh, we didn't even take anybody off the fishing docks. That's right. Yep, there we go. Everything's back now. So now we should see the town plummet a little bit. This seems to be the natural way things are done in the game. Anytime that there's sickness, every time that I've come back from it, your town seems to shrink. And then the only way to come back is just to have kind of the wave of sickness go through and people just become more healthy. As you see, we went from 50 to like 32. I'm going to try to build a medical center, though, which is going to take quite a bit of materials for us, though. Yeah, it looks like we need more plastic and more electronic parts. Electronic arts. No, electronic parts. Let's go ahead and try to put this medical center down now. This will increase everybody's happiness, though, as they will have a place to get better from. So what we need more of now is plastic. So we do need to get people working back there at the refiners. So let's actually change out our labor again. We're going to get healers going with more materials there. Let's shut down the fishing docks. We're going to we're shutting it all down. Food and water are important, but the sickness is the thing that'll keep people away from the town the most. So let's go ahead and assign a couple of builders, everybody else to refiners, and then we should be able to assign some more people as a medic when the time comes, and keep the teachers there too for the kids. And then we'll go back to gathering and fishing too, but we're out of people. Alright, the sickness is the thing that is modifying the average confidence of the settlers. So though it seems like the most important thing to do is to always provide food and water, first we want to figure out how to solve the thing at the bottom that's causing us the most trouble, which right now is going to be the health of the citizens. And then we're going to increase confidence by readjusting all of the labor and stuff. So people are moving in and out of the town based on that. Just one rainstorm like that kind of knocked us out. It's weird, though. Building doesn't have any coal. Is there a way to get coal delivered? We have coal being made here. Or at least there was coal. We have one coal in storage. But yet no coal delivered here. So people at the water tower should be delivering that. Sickness is down to 30. We have 259 from the herbalist. Alright, I think we've got enough from that now. Let's go ahead and readjust again. Keep water coming in. And now that the weather's a little bit better, we'll put more emphasis on food. Very brutal, very slow process, but when those types of disasters like that come, you have to kind of switch everything that you're doing. Essentially, this problem in this game is similar to surviving the aftermath. The problems that you have to solve are usually not enough workers to do everything that you want to do. So our sickness should continue to come down now that we have some cures, some pharmaceuticals. And it looks like the hospital has everything that it needs aside from the 20 plastic, so we're at 10. But microchips are at 16, so we've got 12 out of the 16. So let's continue to get plastic the next day. Actually, no, we're okay on that. Alright, so hopefully the sickness continues to go down. Looks like the weather's getting a little bit better. We're getting a green. We're getting a low radiation, as you see, comes in. Water tower doesn't seem to be working, though. It is set to active. Filtration is active. And we have a charcoal, one. So strange, isn't it? go ahead and put another person on producing. Maybe the person who produces the charcoal also has to deliver it. So charcoal burner there, we'll work on that. And as you can see, all of our labor is now more... It's more important now to cure everybody. We're at 19 now. Keep everybody on refining. And food gathering. There we go. Alright, we want that sickness to be completely cured. It's kind of hard to predict whether or not that's going to happen early game or late game, and also the droughts too. Sickness is starting to go down. The next thing we need to do then is work on protective clothing, but we need more people to actually make that clothing. So one of the hard things in these games is to try to keep everyone happy. Happiness is more important than being alive in this game, so we'll see how it all works out. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to work this problem out. It's only going to take time. In our previous playthrough online, in our live stream, I was able to pull out of the nosedive of this, and though it looks like it'll never happen, it'll be just fine. So thank you, everybody, for smashing like. I hope to see you tomorrow for more of this game, and I assure you everything will be just fine. All right, guys, thank you very much for being here, and I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye, take care, have a good day. Goodbye, everyone.